So these are the JBL PartyLight Stick and the JBL PartyLight Beam, and these are basically light features that are going to help extend your Partybox's already very impressive built-in light feature. Now, these party lights will work with any speaker out there. However, for the best experience, you do want to use them with a Partybox, namely one of the newer ones that is using Auracast. Nonetheless, let's see what the PartyLight Stick and the PartyLight Beam are all about, because I really wasn't expecting these things. Now, the PartyLight Stick has a retail price of $100 and the PartyLight Beam has a retail price of $150. And with these lights, I feel that their main selling point besides looks is their convenience. Nonetheless, if you want to pick these lights up, they'll be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button. And if you want to further support the channel, pick yourself up a Ridge wallet by pressing on the YouTube shopping button and by entering code YouTube10 to get 10% off at checkout. Now, I hate carrying wallets, but you still need something to store your credit cards for when tap to pay isn't available. You need somewhere to store your ID, and real men always carry some cold hard cash on them. And with the Ridge wallet, you can hold up to 12 cards and keep them safe with RFID blocking. And you can hold your cash in a super sleek wallet that comes in a whole lot of styles. Again, press on the YouTube shopping button and use code YouTube10 to save 10%. So first, there's the PartyLight Stick. Now, this thing is basically a lightsaber. We've got an RGB blade, and on the bottom, we do have an RGB spotlight, and there's also a circular base that's very easy to attach and detach without any tools, and this base itself is actually pretty heavy. So this whole thing is very bottom heavy, meaning this light isn't going to topple over as easy as you might think. Overall, the light feature itself is light, but most of the weight is on the bottom. However, this thing can be a little fragile, so you do want to be careful if you are going to transport it from, let's say, one venue to another venue. Now, this light stick has 3 buttons on the bottom. There's a power button, an Auracast button, and there's also a button so that you can cycle through your different lighting modes. And there's also a USB-C port for charging, because this light does have a built-in battery. And this stick also comes included with a USB-C to USB-C charging cable, which is a first for JBL, but unfortunately, there is no wall adapter. Now, JBL claims that this built-in battery is going to be good for 8 hours. However, battery life on this light is really going to vary depending on the light mode that you're using and what brightness you have it set at. Now, you can either change the light mode on this stick directly from the stick itself, or you can just open the JBL Partybox app. And the really nice thing here is you don't have to connect these lights to your phone using Bluetooth. You just turn them on and they show up in the app. But regardless, from here, you can choose from different lighting modes, just like with your Partybox. You can also adjust the speed of your lighting mode, and you can also adjust the brightness. But a pro tip that I do have is, if you turn on the backlight on these lights, that is going to make them brighter, but that's also going to drain your battery life faster. So again, JBL claims that these lights are going to be good for 8 hours, but battery life, it really varies depending on what light mode you're using and at what brightness you have them set at. But the good thing here is these light sticks charge up very fast, and to see your battery life, when you power these light sticks on, you are going to see a measurement of your battery life in white, very similar to JBL speakers. So with the built-in battery on these sticks, you're going to have the freedom to place them wherever you want, and if they do run out of battery, they're easy and fast to charge. But then there's the JBL PartyLight Beam. And sadly, this thing does not have a built-in battery. It would have been dope if it did, because that's what I was expecting when I got it, but it doesn't. Instead, you have to plug this thing in via the AC port on the back. And also, this light is not motorized, so placing this light is very limiting. And even though the light feature looks good, it's not as dynamic as I was hoping for. I really thought that this head here was going to be motorized so that it would at least move up and down, and I also thought that the base itself would swivel from side to side, but it doesn't. This is just fixed. But again, from JBL's Partybox app, you can go in and choose from a few different lighting modes. You can change the speed of the light, and you can also change the brightness. And again, this light just shows up in your Partybox app without having to connect it using Bluetooth. Now, when it comes to compatibility, both the PartyLight Stick and PartyLight Beam will work with any speaker out there because they do have built-in microphones. So these lights will just react to whatever sound is around them. Or for a better experience, you can sync these lights up with a Partybox speaker that's using Auracast, like either a Partybox 120, Partybox 320, or Partybox Ultimate. But interestingly enough, you can't sync them up to any of JBL's other portable speakers that are also using Auracast, like either an Extreme 4, Clip 5, or Go 4. You're gonna have to use the built-in mics in these sticks. Now, when used with a newer speaker that has Auracast, basically these lights will sync up with your speaker's built-in light features, which is nice. So if you manually scroll through the different lighting modes with the knobs on your speaker, these lights will change as well. Or again, you can just use the app. The only thing that I do feel that is missing here is that I wish these lights would also turn off when you turn off the lights on your Partybox. I just feel that this is a very minor detail that could be a big deal if you're trying to throw a surprise birthday party. So hopefully JBL will add that through a future firmware update. But also, I do have to point out that if you're using an older Partybox that's using TWS, like let's say a Partybox 110, 310, or 710, these lights won't sync up with your speaker like they would with your newer Partybox. So you're gonna have to use the built-in mics for the lights to be in sync, meaning that your lights are going to match up to your Partybox lights, which I know is awful just dealing with these first world problems. So with all that being said, the JBL PartyLight Stick and JBL PartyLight Beam are super simple to use. You literally just power them on and they're good to go. Now, these lights will work with any speaker out there because they do have their built-in mics that will react to whatever music you're playing. But for the best experience, you do want to use them with a Partybox that's using Auracast because your lights are all going to be in sync. Now, personally, I like the PartyLight Stick. They look good. Their light feature is very bright, they're super easy to use, and thanks to their built-in batteries, you can place them wherever you want. They're a fun addition to your Partybox. But the PartyLight Beam, I am a little underwhelmed. First off, this spotlight is fixed, which I guess is fine just given the price and size of the spotlight. However, I was really expecting this spotlight to have a built-in battery. JBL's Partybox lineup is all about bringing the party anywhere you want, and sadly, since this spotlight has to be used while it's plugged in, it's extremely limiting and it isn't as flexible as JBL's Partyboxes. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.